It was the West that prevented Abiola from becoming the president, not the military. Lady Taylor. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. According to the news that was published by the Punch newspaper online this morning, it was reported that a veteran journalist, Lady Taylor, during an interview with Punch correspondent, have reviewed the real people who are not the 1993 presidential election, which was won by the late Chief MKO Abiola. During the interview, Lady Taylor was told that in 1983, the election that was won by Chief MKO Abiola, who was his former boss at that time in Concord, was annulled as he was asked how he felt about the incident. While reacting to this, Taylor said apart from official duties as a journalist, he was a special advisor to Abiola on Islamic affairs and later turned religious affairs because he was the one connecting the Catholic Church and other churches, seeking assistance and help for MKO Abiola. He was the one that was sent to them with money as he was very close to Abiola and he usually went to his house after the close of work. He said, I saw the whole thing coming and in 1990 I wrote him a 4-page letter that in making reparation for the black race for over 200 years of slavery, the Americans would not look kindly at him. It was the West that prevented Abiola from becoming the president, not the military. The European colonists who were owners of the France and Britain would not look kindly at you to let them pay reparation. So I knew they were going to conspire against him, and they did. He said MKO Abiola held a world conference on food sufficiency for the continent of Africa, where he brought agri experts from all over the world in London, and for 2 weeks they were brainstorming on the African food plan. That was later adopted by the OAU, Organization of African Unity, which is now called AU, African Union, and later the plan was adopted by the United Nations. He said MKO used his personal and private resources to do these things, and if he had become the president of Nigeria, you can imagine what he would have done. So the West feared him, they conspired against him, and they killed him using our local artists, using people we see Noah. Well then we need to pray for Tinubu because I'm not sure the West are comfortable with him. They rather have Obi, who has fewer people in the House of Representatives, and Atiku, who will be living in Dubai, ruling Nigeria. Okay. Even your comments can make others hate Tinubu. Why bring Obi and Atiku and Tinubu into the discussion? I guess being a good strategist and tactician is not part of Yorubaness. Make una stop this thing. Even me, I don't tie to the settle matter. People, they always draw me and say this one happen and say this one happen and what's my opinion. I don't try to give opinion. I don't try to settle matter. I use God name Beguna. This thing is becoming too much. If you don't take time, you say this election would be the beginning of, what am I saying? It's already the beginning of the crisis. I use God name Begos. The election they do now. I beg. It is a lie, not West. Even Tinubu have enemies from the West. Now we know them. Those that have been romancing with power against the West. Abiola was part of them before. It is not West at all because if you have few allies working for their own interest against general interest, that is not everybody. Okay. Now. Okay. Alaji Tella, you must be blind. If you did not see the hands of Abacha in the annulment, he was the biggest factor behind the annulment. When IBB was in power, Abacha never ceased to tell us that there was no number 2 man. Here is a man who, as chief of army staff, would send the information minister to represent him as a public function. I remember he was sent Daily Times MD to represent him as public function. He was always behaving like an alternate president. It was not for fun. They were calling him Khalifa in Kano. Khalifa means a successor. All this transition program was designed to fail as they were confused on how to achieve the objective with minimal uproar. If Abacha enlisted other interests like business class, nothing Olilikake, Igbo lies to support him. It is, by the way, it wasn't their own idea. Do not falsify history. Was it the Yoruba that annulled the results of an election organized by the military? Where are you from? You are just too dull to understand this simple write-up. Now, the man said, it was the West. The West is talking about here is not Southwest though. He said it was the West. But say they use their own local artists, use and kill them. For goodness sake, why did they even return? I've said it before you come out to connect. Please, Read to understand, to grasp the information. Don't read to comment. The West always want the North to continue ruling Nigeria so as to destroy it because they know, say, those ones, they no go ever. Look at the North. Every part of Nigeria is moving forward. But use side eye. No use your face, look them all. Just use your side eye, just look them. How are they faring? Now they get power. In fact, their place and their people are supposed to be the most intelligent, the most smart. I'm telling you. But what is happening to them? Good. Did that the way they happen to them? Now waiting the West wants make it happen to them. Until they have people who come outside and think well, think normal, think say no, the way this thing they happen, no be so it's supposed to happen. At that time we'll get people will be say true them. As in, until we have people who will want the best for Nigeria, and who are going to stand up and say no, enough is enough. We go still do the struggle with whatever the struggle as Nigerians. As they are now attempting, they did same for Lowolo. This time around, they have failed. I believe your session on that, and they were Northerners and Yoruba who do not like Abiola popularity. Of course, now, every man must get enemy. A man's enemies is the people of his own house. Okay? Mind you, the Western world means Europe and America, not Western Nigeria. Abiola was against slavery, and that was how his problem began. You Igbos only voted for MK in just one state out of 4 in the Southeast back then. Southwest and Northern Nigeria voted for MKO. We have seen the result. No need to lie to ourselves here. Now, whether it is one state, whether it is 2 states, these people vote. Why in a like to bring almost in a branch to bring sentiments into everything? Why? Why? You may not be totally wrong with the likes of Obasanjo, Adebanjo, Bode George, etc., whose face is BAT Debako has so far successfully exposed. Okay, that is what you picked out of it. Okay. My own be say, with everything they go on for this country, make we do on soft pedal. The soft pedal, what I mean be say, if we continue in this manner, if we continue like this, it's not going to be funny. It's not going to be funny. I tell you now. Okay. Why? Okay. Now listen to this. The West, it is not a lie. The West, Tinubu have enemies from the West. Now we know them. Those that have been romancing with power against the West. Abiola was part of them before. It is not West at all because if you have few elites working for their own interest against general interest, that is not everybody. Now listen to this. You are a fanatic. Listen to. Okay, you are a fanatic and fanatics only listen to the opposite. There is nobody out there that can change your head into human head. You cannot be taught, neither can you teach others. Indeed, you're better off if you don't appear on this platform. Go and isolate yourself for good. My dear, this person does not understand that the words that you're talking about is the Western. Even when they said it there, that look at the things that made these Westerners fight against him. Now, this one, the one in the past is not even is not the problem. It is those in the present here. It is those in the present here. This election we had, people are saying Tinubu is a new MQ. Why people are saying Obi is a new MQ? Whatever which way, let Nigeria be peaceful. We don't want to have another breakdown of law and order. It's not going to be funny. A lot of people are already on the verge of breaking up. Alright, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.